Hello everybody. Today we're working on another juniper. We're in a different location. You probably don't know where we're at, but due to lighting I'm going to do it right here, and I'm in the shade and I'm not as hot. And I'm doing it a different way. If any of you that are watching have seen my other videos, I kind of start styling junipers a certain way. I've done enough of them, you probably kind of see I have a pattern. So I'm setting out today, we're going to work on this guy. I'm setting out to do it in a whole different way than I've done them before. Mopeds. So having said that, I'm going to do the tree in a different way. I'm also going to do it with just the basic tools. I've already had these pliers before I even got into bonsai. You probably got a pair of pliers laying around. We're going to create a lot of deadwood today, and just a pair of scissors. These are Olivia scissors. Sorry, baby. So anyway, we're going to get in there with scissors, and I'm going to cut some of this, and I'll probably use my fingers. We'll open this thing up, see what I want to do. What I'm wanting to do, and I'll tell you right off the bat, this thing has such crazy growth going way out here, and is a huge looking bush, tree, whatever you would call it at this stage. I think I'm going to basically kill off everything but the very inner growth, and then on the deadwood part I'm going to wire it up with this wire and get it twisted back and around, and we'll see what we get. It's just an idea in my head, and we're going to see if I can put it to this tree. So like always guys, buckle up, hang on tight, and wish me luck. Here we go. Alright guys, so the first thing, like I always do, we're going to cut your tag off if you got one. And I'll show you what we're dealing with. Dwarf Japanese garden juniper, procumbens nana. And we're going to get it up and out of the pot that it's in, because that'll let you be able to get in there and work on it. But in order to get it out, I like to just take it completely out and then clean off the top just by wiping with your finger. And if you need to wear gloves, you know, you can wear some rubber gloves. Kind of my big calloused up hands, but they're soft, but they're calloused. They can deal with a little bit more of this. Some of you may have a little more sensitive fingers. Clean this thing out a little bit, and it's pretty low to the ground, and it doesn't take a lot. You can see we've got some basically aerial type rootage going on here, and we'll clean that up here shortly. But just to get in and get a look at the tree is why we're doing that. And then what we're going to do will be setting right under a tree that puts all these needles out. We're going to fill the pot up with those needles to raise it up pretty much like that. It's pretty much that simple. Find just something to stick in there so you can stick it right back in the pot. And this guy needs watered, but so then you can work on, give yourself more room to work with. Now we are going to clean out a little bit of the inside, but we're going to leave that inner growth, and we're going to cut all this crazy stuff here. I'm going to turn all this into deadwood. There's like several of these that shoot way out, and we'll get rid of some of them as we need to. Like this one comes way up here, and we're going to kind of go about this tree at a different, you know, perspective, because I kind of tend to, going back and looking back on some of my own videos, I kind of have the same initial style. When I look at one of these, I try to clean out the inside, then I try to cut it in to, you know, bring it in somewhat. But I don't know, I have the same styling, so I want to go away from that on this tree. I want to do it differently and see what it looks like end result. So bear with me. I probably won't show you all this. I'll show you what I'm doing real quick. I'm going to cut all this real little juvenile stuff off, but like this guy here will be left. Some of these bigger ones internally. But I'm going to clean that up with scissors. Just to help me get in here and look at the structure, see what we are working with. Make sure I want to still head in the direction I'd originally intended to. Okay, it didn't take me long to figure out what I want to do here. I like this part here. I'm going to keep, I think, this part to be like an apex, kind of out in the way a little bit. I'm going to keep the undergrowth, but I hope you guys can make this out. This big guy here goes way out here. Is all one where it comes off. I'm going to turn all of that into deadwood, and then behind it here I'm going to leave a few of these, but then there's another big one here that shoots out, and I'm going to turn all of that into deadwood, and then we'll come back. So here we go. Alright, I guess I should show you what I'm gonna, in case you don't know, haven't watched any of my other videos, how I do that. I'm basically just going to cut all of the foliage off, and I'm going to squeeze the, basically crush the bark, and it'll peel right off, if you guys haven't witnessed that before. And then the plan is to wire this deadwood up and get it twisted up and around the live growth, is what I'm going to try to do with this tree. So I'm going to continue to cut all this off, and then I'll come back and show you the start with the getting the bark off with the pliers. Okay, all right, we've got pretty much everything cut off. We're gonna turn this part into deadwood, this part back here, this little bit here, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna do that simply by coming in here with the pliers, and what I like to do is before, so I don't go too far and peeling the bark, is I like to kind of make a little cut, at the edge there, just to make sure I don't peel it too far back. But then it's as simple as squeezing the bark with the pliers. You don't squeeze as hard as you can, but pretty good squeeze, and that stuff you can see will peel right off. So I'm going to do that to those parts, and then we'll come back. Okay, all right, we've got pretty much everything cut off. We're going to turn this part into deadwood, this part back here, this little bit here, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to do that simply by coming in here with the pliers, and what I like to do is before, so I don't go too far and peeling the bark, is I like to kind of make a little cut, at the edge there, just to make sure I don't peel it too far back. But then it's as simple as squeezing the bark with the pliers. You don't squeeze as hard as you can, but pretty good squeeze, and that stuff you can see will peel right off. So I'm going to do that to those parts, and then we'll come back. Almost done. It's taken longer than I had anticipated it to, but I've squeezed all this. Now I just need to peel off the bark, and then we'll be ready for the next step. All right, we're getting closer. We've got those three main big ones ginned up. We're going to figure out what branching, which ways we're going to go with branching now. And I'm still debating on turning this guy, just cutting him completely off, or creating a gin there also. Probably on these two. Then we'll get in here and work on finding some structure in here. All right, we're getting a little closer. I think I decided, instead of trying to twist these around and go crazy up, this is plenty long enough. I think I'm gonna actually shorten it probably right in here somewhere, and have it stop in there on the tree, and then out here I'll probably take it to right in there, and then just leave it for now. This one's about the right spot. And then I'm gonna come in here, and I cleaned out a little more of the inside, and I'm gonna take and cut back the tips of the growth to bring it in a little bit more, and we'll take a look at it then, see what I got. Alright, I got those cut back. I cut that one back a little bit, chopped this guy off here, left that guy, and then we had one down here in the end I did wire up. We're going to bend him kind of around and back into the tree, hope this wire's thick enough. I doubled it up. But we're just gonna kind of create a little extra movement here with this deadwood. Something like that. And we've still got a lot here to work with to go. Now to cut these tips back, and probably cut some of this back here completely off. Alright guys, kind of stumped here. The more I look at this thing, I just don't like where it's at right now. And I think it's this part right here I don't like. If you guys can make this out. This part that sticks out, that comes like straight out. And I could, you know, create deadwood and juniper, but that's almost like too much. I got this one, it's got this crazy twist going. This one's twisted. This one, I could do that, but then I'd have to, like, I guess create some kind of crazy twist. But the straight part's what I don't like. So I normally don't do this, and I don't know how well these will do it. I may have to just break it off somewhere. I'm going to take all that off. Alright, so that's gone. Because eventually I think I'm going to have this tilted when I repot it, and this will be the top, and this will be just kind of a bottom part. This will be kind of the first starts of the branching. I think I'm going to leave this. Maybe wire it under here for now. Still undecided on that. So there's pretty much the beginnings of this tree. I think I'm going to leave that alone, but eventually either be gone or be wired up into here, and I don't have to do it now because it's not deadwood. So that's what this tree is going to look like for now. Alright guys, I ended up taking that other one off too, but I'm going to leave it like that. It's kind of a weird style going on so far. I might need to take some of that deadwood away, shorten it up some, I don't know, maybe cut this guy back to here somewhere, shorten that guy up, but for now we'll just leave it alone. Pretty cool little tree. Instead of a simple procumbens nana garden juniper. And we're going to leave this growth right here for now. We kind of have two apexes we could use depending on which way we went with the tree. But hope you guys liked that little video showing you what you can do with one of these guys. Alright guys, hope you liked that video. Got this little guy done up for now. Probably not my best work, but I think it'll come out pretty cool. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I would like to thank everybody for helping share the channel. We're growing pretty good. Keep up that work for me on that end, and I'm going to keep trying to style up some of these guys, doing a little bass fishing. I'll also be putting together some other videos on trees other than junipers. I got a lot of junipers. I want to get some initial styling done on them, so next year what I still have around I can do, you know, more work further along, get them potted up and stuff like that. But anyway guys, like always, thanks for watching.